Hey, Kanye, did she put her fingers up your feet? Up? No.
We're gonna, after this, we'll show you my phone. You can see all your friends and rappers DMing me. They're nudes. So no, I don't have to do any work. So it's when I choose to have fun, they're available. But I don't out people.
So basically, they was, yeah.
They was what?
They was each other.
Let's be conveniently gay. Like,
kind of like homophobic, because it's like I would like go back and like question myself, like, damn, why does everybody else walk like this and I walk like this?
Kanye West is seriously going off on Jeffree Star right now after a supposed private tape between them got leaked. And honestly, that's not even the wildest part. This kind of backs up what a lot of people have been whispering about for a while. Let's be real. Kim Kardashian didn't just leave Kanye because he was acting unstable or having mental health struggles. She made it look like it was about protecting her kids. But if you look a little closer, there might have been more going on behind the scenes. Word is Kanye allegedly wanted a three-way, but not with another woman. Yep, you heard that right. And as messy as that sounds, it might only be scratching the surface. The deeper this story goes, the more outrageous it gets. So grab a seat, because we're about to break it all down. Now, how did we even get to this point? This drama didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It actually started when Kanye dropped a song called Cousin. And in that track, he flat out says he hooked up with his cousin. Yes, his real cousin, who's reportedly in prison now. But listen, this isn't about judging anyone for being on the DL or figuring out what they like. Everyone deserves to live their truth. The issue is, Kanye's been hiding behind masks for years, throwing shade at queer artists while possibly dealing with his own stuff. It's wild for him to act like he's above it all. When Cousin came out, people were like, did he really just say that? Because it wasn't just a lyric. It felt like he was revealing something big. Just one clue in a much larger, messier story.
yo, it's like, yo, let's be gay for a little while now because this man's popping. So now let's talk about when I was gay at one time.
So, jumping to this week, things blew up online. Jeffree Star hopped on Twitter and dropped a major hint, tweeting, "Okay, F it. The rumors are true. Now let's not act brand new." He didn't name anyone directly, but the internet? Oh, the internet figured it out quick. All signs pointed straight to Kanye Omari West. And if you didn't know, yeah, Omari's his middle name. Jeffree didn't even need to say it outright. Let's be real. Whenever Jeffree talks in codes, it turns into chaos, and people online always have the time to piece it all together. But let's not pretend like this is the first time the rumor popped up. Think back to 2021 when influencer Ava Louise stirred things up. You probably remember her. She randomly claimed that Kanye got caught doing something shady with a well-known male beauty guru. She didn't mention any names, but it didn't take long for people to start eyeing Jeffree Star. Why? Because around that time, Jeffree just so happened to be in Wyoming. And guess who else was quietly staying in Wyoming? Yep, Kanye. Now call it what you want, but Hollywood folks don't just end up in Wyoming at the same time without a reason. Coincidence? Not likely.
I'm clout chasing. Like, yeah, I made up the Jeffree Kanye rumor. Like, yeah, I'm like talking to Monty Lopez, like, for clout, so what?
Yeah.
And it's like that intimidates people because I feel like their egos in Hollywood are so big and influencers' egos are so big. They want to just seem like people effortlessly care about them. I'm like, they don't.
Most people forgot, but Jeffree Star actually used to rap. Yep. Back in the day, he dropped a song called Be Please, where he said, "Nibbled off Kanye West, now I'm one of the bros." People brushed it off as shock value. But now with that old line resurfacing and his new tweet, it's hitting way different. Jeffree's always been known for dropping hints and trolling. In 2020, he even said, "If y'all only knew the truth about what they're doing to Britney and Kanye, who they are, we still don't know." But that line sounds more serious now. Kanye's been tied to love triangle rumors before, but usually with women. So when Kim filed for divorce, people assumed it was about his mental state or that weird presidential run. But what if there was more? One person joked, "Imagine Kanye voters realizing Jeffree's the first lady." Funny then, but it's different now. Word is Kanye's furious behind the scenes. He's allegedly trying to get Jeffree's tweet deleted, yelling on calls, even threatening lawsuits. But if it's all fake, why panic? Where's the lawsuit? Where's the proof? Instead, it feels like damage control. Even on Logan Paul's podcast, Jeffree didn't exactly shut it down.
Oh boy, yeah. Don't give her one moment.
No.
But yeah,
Absolutely
she
not.
made it up, and I guess it made sense. I live in Wyoming. I live in Hidden Hills. Okay, we both live in the same area. It's the way it was mapped out, I guess.
I guess not. But right after saying that, Jeffree goes on to admit he's been with rappers. Like, come on. If it's not Kanye, then who? Just say the names already. Enough with the mystery. Then Jeffree gives this whole, "I'm not saying it's Kanye, but I've been with rappers" tease, and tells Logan Paul he's got proof. Actual evidence. He says he can pull up photos right there on his phone to back it all up, And not just regular pics either, we're talking about explicit ones. Apparently, rappers have been sliding into Jeffree's DMs bold and thirsty, and this isn't even a new thing for him. But here's where it all starts pointing directly to Kanye. Things are getting way too detailed to keep pretending it's not about him, and according to rumors, yes, all alleged, one of those rappers Jeffree's talking about might really be Kanye himself.
I have videos of rappers face me and all these things on my phone. Yeah. So my OnlyFans account is ready. I'm not into that right now. And I don't think my career needs tape right now.
Word going around is that Kanye was allegedly sending Jeffree Star his own explicit photos before they even met in person. Sounds wild, right? But it might not be as far-fetched as it seems. This is the same guy who's been caught doing questionable things before. Remember that case not too long ago when his assistant accused him of sliding into her DMs, sending her nudes, and making inappropriate comments? That wasn't just a rumor. Those claims came from actual court documents. So if he did that to someone working for him, is it really that hard to believe he could have done the same with Jeffree? Especially when Jeffree's already talked about rappers sending him stuff and trying to link up secretly. It all sounds like a repeating pattern. And honestly, it's giving hidden behavior that's starting to come to light. And some people think Jeffree might have saved one of those videos from Kanye as a backup plan. Now here's where it gets messier. There are whispers that Kanye once brought up the idea of a threesome, allegedly not with another woman, during a final therapy session with Kim. That's when Kim supposedly drew the line and said she was done unless he was serious about it.
I thought, oh my God, that's when we're getting along the best. But then that is sad to me. And that's not what I want.
This kind of news could have blown everything up. And Kim? She wasn't about to raise her kids while dealing with a public mess like that. To make it even messier, an old video clip has started making the rounds again. We're talking serious throwback, something most people probably forgot about. In the clip, Kim walks in on Kanye with someone in a back room. The way the footage is cut and edited feels off, like they were trying to hide something. It's slick and quiet, like someone wanted it buried, for good. But the internet doesn't forget. Once something's out there, it always finds its way back.
Good. Last night I was just like not in like the best mood. I was just like tired. I got home and I was like, hey, and then I was like on my computer and then he was like, hey, babe, will you get off your computer? Like, I want to talk.
If you blinked, you probably missed it. But fans are saying that if you rewatch that episode now, knowing what we know, it kind of looks like Kim walked in on something and immediately shut everything down. The scene cuts fast, the energy shifts, and things get awkward quick. You can barely make it out, but it looks like someone slips out of the room. Just a flash of an arm and a bit of movement, and people are convinced it wasn't Bella Thorne or some assistant. It looked like someone completely different. Comment sections under the resurfaced video are wild. One person claimed, Kim caught them on camera and they hid it. The footage is out there if you know what to look for. Someone else pointed out the arm had no tattoos, saying it wasn't Jeffree. But that's not really the point. What if this wasn't a one-time thing? What if Kim had caught him more than once and kept quiet to protect her family? That could explain the quiet lead up to a fast divorce. Now people are arguing online, some blaming Bella Thorne, others falsely, claiming she's trans to push the idea that Kanye was allegedly involved with trans women. No proof, just rumors. And honestly, no one should be shamed for who they love. But lying to your partner, that's something else entirely. Just my take. But Kanye's always had this obsession with power and control, whether in music, fashion, or his public outbursts. So the idea that he might be exploring his identity in private, it clashes hard with the image he tries to keep.
By in high school, be like, yo, you acting like you acting like, and I used to deal with that when I was in high school.
It seems like Kanye's trying to hide the truth, which is why he's lashing out. He's not mad at Jeffree for lying, but because someone finally said what he's been keeping quiet. But could Jeffree just be trolling to stay relevant? His brand thrives on chaos, and every messy move he makes is followed by a new business launch. But there are still questions. If Kanye and Jeffree were sneaking around, how did they manage to meet without paparazzi catching them? Both are major celebrities, surrounded by teams and cameras. Maybe this happened during Kanye's Wyoming or Jesus is King era when he was off the radar. In Hollywood, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Don't be surprised if Kanye's team tries to clean this up soon, maybe with a new song, fashion line, or cryptic video. But one thing is clear. This scandal isn't going anywhere. Whether you believe the rumors or not, Jeffree's hint says a lot. Kanye's silence says even more, because he's never quiet. Kim? She's probably just chilling, knowing the internet finally caught up to what she knew all along. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this.